Welcome back, everyone, and today we've got ForgottenVoid in his Rochester with Talon, Hinshyang, Takeo, Massey, Nebraska, and Northcote. Now, for Rochester, for those of you that don't really know anything about it, it's mostly built on a Baltimore hull, a lot of Baltimore strengths. Does get the heavy AP like Baltimore, but it only gets defensive AA and Hydro. It can't take radar, which is a downside, and it does get American smoke, which is it's an uncommon trait among American cruisers. The only other cruiser that has it, or at least for the Americans, is, well, Anchorage. And Anchorage gets a lot of more tools, like it gets 12 guns instead of 9, gets torpedoes, but it doesn't have not nearly as good AA. I mean, the defensive AA and Void's AA range here, he's looking really good. I mean, he could go after the Southern CV all on his own. I mean, that's how strong this ship would be. It has good AA, and he could do it.
All stations, quick defeat of enemy forces is key to success. Send on to Navy Jones fast.
Now he is running Halsey on there. He doesn't have the pendant on there, like you would see above the mast, but he does have the shell tracers on, which is nice. And that, I do appreciate that, Void. I know that you've turned off the mains one because I know you've told me that you feel like it's a negative. I'm trying to remember your word. You said it was like a negative effect for that player running it, because the people, I think Void as well as myself knows that a good, or at least a portion of Operation players hate the mains because it's such an easy ship. I'm sorry, but it's such an easy ship. And I don't think my opinion will ever change. It might change, but it's so easy. Now, that was a good job on the Hinshyang for getting those swerves. That was a good torque run, for sure. But I know he doesn't, because he doesn't want to give off that aura, I guess. I know he said it before. I just can't remember what he said. I know it was something along those. He doesn't do it because of that, to let people know he doesn't have it, because I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to give off that aura. Now, that was very nice of him to smoke up the Atago. Atago, Takeo. It's the same ship, folks. If I mess up the name, it doesn't matter. It's the same ship. Same strength, same everything. And he does have RPF. He's pointing, hey, everyone, it's in the north. It's in the north. Not many people are listening to him. And this is one of the options you need RPF. RPF is a beneficial skill on the ship. He shoots, he's detected. That already tells me they're north. Plus, there's RPF. Although the amount of time that passes before they actually show up is very surprising. Like, you would expect them to start shooting you, right? Right. And they're within its detection rings. They're out there. The Myoko's out there. But it's not shooting him. And he's trying to bait them to shoot him, so the teams be like, hey, now the master is going south. That's unfortunate. And the reason I say that's unfortunate is because that's a battleship going all the way down there. And that's their best battleship. Now, this is honestly my second time reviewing his review, because I didn't like the first one, and after watching it the second time, I think he did make a slight error here. He went out a little too far, and he saw that the Mogami just pelted him with HE. And he's giving it back, but now he's got a permanent fire. And now he's got two 30-second fires on him. And he lost a lot of health. Like, a lot of health. I think if he had turned in more, and just used his front guns on the Aoba, I think he could have mitigated the damage by at least a couple thousand. At least a 10,000 at least. But I get him being worried about Torps. I do get that. From the Atago. Or Aoba. I do get him being worried about that. But you just see that he went in there full health. Within like a few seconds to a minute, he came out with no health. That's one of the things that instantly stuck out about me about Rochester was just... I've played the Baltimore. I played Anchorage. And I just felt like just looking at that. I know Japanese HE is good, but I didn't expect him to lose that much health. And I mean, you see it really did come back to bite him. It really did. I mean, losing that much health will affect his ability to take the offensive. You see, Massey's doing okay over there. He's avoided the Torps from the Shira, and it looks like the Aoba. So that's a good sign. He isn't a Massey, so he shouldn't be too exposed to aircraft. Should it? There's always a shouldn't. And Shang's out there. He's fighting double DDs and a carrier with rocket plane. And Void's now just become a hood ornament. It has always surprised me on the amount of, strength that these AI bots have on just shoving these ships aside. It does. It just baffles me. And Xiang is only at 1,300 health. He's dropped his torps on the CV. Can he live though? So this Massey goes down to Aoba. That's really bad. That's really bad because that's their best BB gone. That's really bad. I don't think that was a bot issue. I think that was a player issue on that part. Now, Hinshang's out of the smoke. He's shooting. And the rocket planes are going in. And they kill him. Maybe he's getting a shot. That's the... Because I think that, was like, hey, I'm right here. And, he was doing good. So maybe if he hadn't shot and turned more in, I think definitely shooting definitely opened up his position. So the CV was able to still shoot him. So there was that. I think that did come back to bite him.
Task Force Commander here. Transmitting rendezvous point. Do you copy? This is Roger. Just take cover.
His RPF is pointing there, so it's going to be the two cruisers. Now, looking at it again, I just wonder if it would have been smarter to just hug the island right next to him and just use your bow gun. I do wonder that now. Because, yeah, he's back up to half his health. But we both know that's not going to last long. We already saw his health get depleted by just taking on those two cruisers. And these are basically the same cruisers. Same guns and everything. So, it's not looking good for Void. And oddly enough, all the bombers are all heading south to the CD. I mean, if the bombers that were going towards, you know, the Raptor ones were going for this, look at those cruisers, just spoke up, but he's the only thing spotting these cruisers. And well, his team really isn't with him. And we got a Southern Super pain train.
Smoke screen set.
But you just see a few shells just do like 4,000 damage to him. It just adds up, adds up, adds up, adds up.
The ship is on fire.
And he's just getting juked on the shells because he's just getting overpens. There we go. But he's still got a double fire on him. He's able to angle away and take the AP on the butt and angle. But it's not looking good for him. I mean, he's up 24,000 and he lost like 22,000. Make that like 20... Yeah, like literally 22,000 HP. That just makes me question how, you know, strong this ship really is.
Enemy cruiser foundered.
And by really is, it just makes me think about how tanky this ship actually is. It really does. Now, if Void was full health, he could go steamroll Hell's guns all the way into those southern cruisers and just wreck them. Could. But look at his health. He's only at like 1,400 health. But he's at 178k, which is really good. But I would honestly say his team is where the shortcomings are. What? I mean, Nebraska's going down. I mean, it's Nebraska. With Japanese HE against that flight deck, they don't look good. I mean, he's dead. There we go. They're dead to fire. And you just kind of see this Atago just kind of sitting there. Okay, man, I get that you're sitting there. Look at the North Co. I mean, I don't know what the North Co is doing. And he takes a really huge chunk to the top of that Atago. I can't tell if that was HE or AP, but that was a pretty good chunk from... And that's something that stood up. Why go for the two small cruisers when you've got this big-ass juicy Azuma in front of you? A lot of misplays from that Atago, that's for sure. Now he's taking, those are permanent fires, he's going to be taking solid AP to the side. And That's not good, especially when you're facing an Azuma. Misses, completely jukes those shells. And Azuma just, like, it says, nope. And just kills them all over. It is a large cruiser, after all. And I mean,
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
Void could have ran and gone for the evac, but that opens up another thing. Because if he went there, and let's say those two cruisers, let's say cruiser spawn, he would still be in the heal circle, but well,
Enemy cruiser destroyed.
he could die. And I know I watch Void's show. I watch Void's videos. I do. And I know, and I have the same attitude that it's better to complete the op than to lose a star. Even if those cruisers were to spawn, Raptor would be at full health. And the reinforcement cruisers that spawn usually at 5:30, we're well past that. So the cruisers that are spawning at D1 and like D4 won't spawn. And that was the only threat to Raptor. I think when it comes down to it, I think this was just a bad team. That really didn't know what they were doing. A lot of misplays. Massey going south was a huge mistake. I think Void going south would have been a better option. Because I think his cruiser would have worked just a lot better. But I mean, it's 4 stars. That's a solid win. It's ironic that we see him end up at 1378 again. Though, for credit-wise, he made 250 in terms of damage. He made a butt-kicking in terms of credits and free XP, for sure. And natural selection and assistance. He's top of the team with 1622. And then you just kind of see the toggle goes second, and then it just drops like 300 base XP. And then it just goes kind of down, down, and down. I'm sorry, but that's pretty bad that you perform like that in a Massey. Massey is probably one of the most overpowered tier 8 ships in operations. It's so overpowered. It's extremely strong and it's overpowered. But when you use it like that, you really give the ship a bad name. Now Void, with a good credit booster, he made over 1 million credits. So good farming credits. Red booster, he still made 7,000 free XP, and then with 800 commander XP, he made 27,000 elite commander XP. I don't know where he gets these boosters from. I really don't know where he gets all these from. I never use my red boosters. And I'm only not. I have a lot of free XP red boosters, but I don't use them. I don't. They're so valuable that I don't use them. I barely even use my blue boosters. I only use my grays and my greens. And I make do with that. So, I don't know. I don't know where he gets all these boosters from. I really don't. Maybe he had a huge stockpile like I did, but I have no idea where he gets all of his boosters from.